the show today is no exception to some of the great work that I've done in the past.
You're muted.
Fuck. Wait, I said that too early, and now
It's a
it's going to
professional.
Oh, look, but we have a super chat.
Yes, we do. Happy Friday, everyone. And Jester's vaguely kept Nathan Oakley is a J of Bundy's or a dearth of knowledge. Good.
Very nice. Yeah. So thank you. We're doing a weird thing today. Where I mean everybody gets to dunk on flirfs because they're dumb. And you know, that's just the low-hanging fruit. But one of the things that people don't spend a lot of time thinking about is how wrong the Bible is when it comes to modern cosmology. It's crazy. I know. It's nuts.
Bronze Age text doesn't have cosmology.
Iron Age, but yeah, it's just it's nuts, right?
Sorry, set in the Bronze Age, I should say.
Very good. Yeah. So but that's kind of what we're doing today. I apologize that I am behind the 8 ball today on day. Oh, is that right? Oh, very nice. Yay. He is still with us. Correct. I mean, I hadn't heard otherwise. So somebody can let me know.
I know we at least have one in Bro that's still with us.
Okay. But which one? He is.
I heard a rock Hyrax. That was a good moment. From Dapper's live stream this week.
Okay. Yeah, so it's been it's been a week. I am behind the 8 ball today, but we're doing this show. God damn it. And we're so probably things are a little wonky today. I beg everyone's pardon and forgiveness. But I'm glad y'all are here. And I mean, there's noise ending is here, budding Hebraist, and this used to be. Is this a new account, or is this Weirdo CKA? Oh, this is Weirdo CKA Evan, right? Yeah. The Rock Hyrax, nice. We don't have to say hi to Tree Clam Tad. John, it's good to see you. He is here. The real Melly is here. Bitcores is here. Amberlyn, Mother of Dragons, is in the house. As is David Sinclair. And oh look, I'm assuming all these people are still here because these are from before we started the show. But we have a Guardi. How do you say it, Vish?
It's Guard.
Yeah, but you said it.
And by we, I mean me.
You say
I decided it's Guard.
Oh, you've decided it's Guard. Okay, so Guard is here. I was never here is here. And Maya is here. And yeah, so it's good. Oh, look, Human Tommy is here. And Miranda, did I say hi to Miranda? She's here as well. So that's good. Thank you for coming out. So today what we're going to do is, and I'll talk a little bit about the backstory here. A couple months ago now, I think it was, I was asked to participate in a live stream with Dapper Dinosaur and Craig McNeil from Fight the Flat Earth and MC Toon to talk about biblical cosmology, because MC Toon really wanted to be able to use the Bible to promote the idea that the earth is a sphere. And I think wanted to do so. Sure. Wanted to do this because of the fact that so many flirfs, in my experience, this is fairly common, that a lot of flirfs come into it from reading their Bibles. And probably reading them correctly, for the most part. It's hard. It's hard. So now, I mean, that's something I'll say something about that in a minute. So I did this stream in which I was asked to talk about the biblical cosmology. What does the Hebrew Bible actually have to say with regards to the shape of the earth, and about that a little bit. And I came back and did another one just with Dapper and Craig. And then a few weeks ago, I did another one on Chesh's channel subscribe to Chesh, by the way, at Debate Hub. And so I was on Chesh's channel just with MC Toon to talk about this. And one of the things that came out of that was the important point that as much as the Bible certainly, I don't think, promotes or supports anything approaching a modern cosmology, the Bible does not know of the existence of outer space. It does not know of the existence of planets. It takes for granted that the Earth is a flat disk underneath a solid dome made of an unknown substance. So these are all things that are there within the text. So it certainly doesn't reflect a modern cosmology, and even though it reflects a flat stationary Earth, they're just parroting what other flips claim it is. Yes, exactly. But here and here's the thing: is the ancient cosmology looks nothing even remotely similar to what modern flurfers want to do with their imaginations either. So that's kind of where we came out in that discussion. I think oh no, I didn't link that one. So you guys can find that one on Chesh's channel. And then shortly after that, it was actually on my birthday stream, which was 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
MC Toon did a show, and he had on a guest by the name of is it Round Thinker? I think
that's the channel's name when I got to know them, but I think they changed it to Round something else.
Roundabout now. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. So the channel is called Roundabout, and it's run by a guy who is a native Israeli, a native Hebrew speaker. And MC wanted to have him on, Toon wanted to have him on to, speak from a vernacular, modern Hebrew vernacular perspective, I guess. And this guy has been they've been friends for some time and talked about this. And this guy very much also wants to promote the idea that the Bible, the Hebrew Bible, presents a view of the earth and the cosmos that is perfectly consistent with modern cosmology. So, and this was
sorry, religiously observant Jews. The text doesn't do that. Sorry.
Yeah. So, that's why we're here. That's what we're doing today. Is we're gonna look at parts of this stream. It kind of goes all over the place, so I tried to cut and edit bits of it to make it more seamless, I guess. So we'll take a look at this, and we shall talk through some of the issues here in dealing with the biblical texts and with the biblical language. Vish, the debate, Prixie, the Debate Hub video is not in the description. That is true. So I neglected to include that, but we can probably put it there at some point. So
do I need to put the video on 1.25?
Yeah, probably. His audio is quite poor, so
Okay.
we'll see how this goes. Let me know how it sounds, chat. And he's going to. There's three things I want to focus in on here, and that is his discussion of a passage in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 22, and then he's going to say some things about I think Job 38. But it's hard to follow a lot of their for me at least their conversation with regards to Job 38 as it pertains to this idea of the shape of the earth. And then they spend quite a bit of time in Genesis chapter 1. So that's sort of where we're going today. So I
Okay.
think we can start.
All right.
My guest today is Roundabout. Formerly, his channel was Round
Roundabout.
Thinker.
There we go.
Coming all the way from Israel. And a good friend of mine taught me a lot about Hebrew. Last week, I had a conversation with just Dr. Kip, and we talked about the similar topic. The idea being, what does the Bible say? What did the people of that wrote the Bible think about the shape of the earth? And does that actually have anything to do with how we investigate cosmology? Does that do we start with that or do we end with that? And Roundabout here, who reads the Bible in Hebrew, his first language is Hebrew, has some other opinions than Dr. Kip on what some of these verses were saying. So,
And I will just cut to the chase here. Modern Hebrew is not the same as biblical Hebrew in the sense that a lot of words have changed meaning over the last 2,500 years. So just because someone is fluent or even a native speaker in modern Hebrew does not make them an expert in biblical Hebrew.
And I think this is something that I'll point out, especially as we get into the Isaiah passage here towards the start. Beyond even that, being a fluent native speaker in any language doesn't make you an expert in the mechanics of that language. I mean, there are, countless users of the English language who could not, when asked, identify a noun from an adjective, or identify a prepositional phrase within the sentence. So this is a really important point when it comes to actually not just being able to read the Bible, the text of the Bible, and comprehend it from a vernacular perspective, but then to deconstruct the text in order to identify the constituent parts of the text and their function within the language. And while I have no doubt that my Hebrew as a spoken language is nowhere near as strong as a native speaker like Roundabout here. However, I would venture to suggest, based on things that he says just in this video, that I have a working knowledge of the language, certainly the biblical language, that far surpasses anything that he just doesn't understand it on the same level, and it dramatically affects the ways in which he is reading the text and he's looking at the text.
So, Egyptomaniac, good to see you.
Egyptomaniac.
Right. So you notice that when native speakers try to teach their language to foreigners, speaking the language does not mean you can explain how it works.
Yes, exactly.
And
I think
for most of us who are Anglophones, we will absolutely struggle with English from 250 years ago. So to think that modern English would automatically make you fluent or even able to comprehend older Middle English is, I think, foolish. So just go back and try to read early English literature if you don't believe me.
So
mean,
this
people
was this
still
was
throw
my
Shakespeare, and that's not even 300 years old, right? So
this was my experience, and I've heard this echoed by a number of other people who've had similar experiences to me. When I started learning ancient languages, and learning them also as written languages too, I think it's is important to distinguish here as well. Not as spoken languages, because you do learn them, you do learn them differently, but in the process of learning Hebrew and Greek, which were the first two that I learned, I that also was teaching me just, you know, a, a syntactical grammatical level of English. It just doing that helped to strengthen my own understanding of the mechanics of my own language. So that happens.
okay, I guess back to it.
There is nothing in the Bible that says the earth is flat. Bye bye.
Wrong. Bye bye.
That's very cute.
I can do that too.
So, I mean, yeah, right.
I'm just
I get-
I'm being cute. There is no phrase in the Hebrew Bible that says the earth is flat.
The earth is flat. No, that's
It doesn't
true.
say it, but it assumes it. So
Sure, and as you unpack some of the language, it becomes patently obvious as well what is happening in the text.
Well, that is pretty simple.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty accurately.
But now there are on the thumbnail, I chose I just searched for the Dead Sea Scrolls, found Isaiah 40, and that's what's on the
Pause it for a sec, Vish. Did you guys see the thumbnail? Vish, did you see the thumbnail?
No.
Really? Oh, I gotta, okay, because I think the thumbnail for today's stream is
for
absolute
today's stream
fire.
or for his?
Yeah. No, for today. Did you see this thumbnail for today's stream?
For today? Yes.
Yeah.
For his,
Oh, okay.
no.
All right. We don't care about his. We care about mine, because it's awesome. So I'm sorry if you missed it. I just have to show you, because I'm very pleased about this. I just think it looks so good. So here we go. Oh, I'll pull that down first, so everyone can see. Yeah, I think that's hot. I don't know. I really do.
Thanks for using my Apologia doodle.
Of course. I didn't use my Apologia doodle though today.
Yeah, but your drawing's cooler.
That's true. And it is. It's part of a set. You know, you can collect them all.
I know. I'm very jealous. All the scholars that have their own icons. It's very, very cool.
Yes.
Okay.
the thumbnail, because that's a common verse that that the pizza people, the pizza planeteers, try to point at for their version of cosmology. The biggest claim is Isaiah 40:22, where it says it's talking about God sitting above the some word of the earth, and that word is a Hebrew word in the original writing. And
Yes.
different English translations translate it to globe, sphere, or ball. Others
Wrongly.
circle. Others even disc. I even have a definition out of the Chaldean and Hebrew.
Is that the one
it's
you
just basically a
got?
dictionary that you helped me find the particular word for.
It's probably that one, eh?
Would it be the
Shall we,
complete Hebrew and Chaldee lexicon from 1890? Hang on, let me put this in front of me.
Oh, does that one have name? Oh, what's the what are the names on it? Davies. Davies' lexicon. Okay.
I have to be careful
Yeah.
because this book is very old. It needs to
Yeah.
be rebound. Let's see. Student's Hebrew Lexicon, a compendious and complete Hebrew and Chaldee lexicon to the Old Testament with an English Hebrew index, chiefly founded on the works of Gesenius and Fust, With improvements from Dietrich and other sources, edited by Benjamin Davies, PhD, LLD. Translation of Rudiger's Gesenius or Student's Hebrew Grammar. New edition, carefully revised, with a concise statement on the principles of Hebrew grammar by Edward C. Mitchell, DD. This is from
there you
1890.
go. So 1890. Wow.
Old books.
It's very old. So nice. So
Get that
do
from
we
Rebound.
want to do we want to I think we'll just listen to them talk and then pull up the text and take a look at it.
Okay.
Where that dictionary at least gives the word meaning that's used in Isaiah 40:22 as either circle or sphere.
So he went
the
looking
noun form.
and cherry picked.
And anyway, so there's certainly some ambiguity about it. Dr. Kipp thinks that is definitely meant to be a circle, meaning something that's
Dr. Kipp thinks.
Yeah,
That's an interesting thing to say when neither of them are doctors in either of these fields.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but it's true. So my PhD is in more than just reading the language and understanding the text. It's the technical term for a lot of what I do is philology, which is a very it's a very in-depth syntactical examination of literature on a comparative plane with other texts and with cognate languages and stuff like that too, right? So, and I have training and expertise in the historical and the cultural backgrounds of these texts. I know what the rest of the literary world relative to when the texts of the Hebrew Bible were written. I know what they were saying about cosmology, and these are all things that you draw into consideration when you're reading the text, when you're reading the Hebrew Bible text, to figure out what it means and what it says. So, or what it says and what it means.
More like philology. Right. Seriously. Nice. That's how I was feeling yesterday. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I love this language. I love being able to not read suddenly. It's great. All right.
Two-dimensional, as are certainly other people that are experts in that field. But your take on that isn't as a noun, it's as a verb.
But as a verb, yes. And I gave you some examples for your video.
It's a verb?
Yeah, maybe now's the time, just if we just pull up the text and take a look at it.
Okay.
And we can see this here. Isaiah 40:22. So very good. So he is the one who sits al-hug on the or over the circle of the earth. Al-hug ha'aretz. So this is the word here is a noun. It's marked as a noun, and this is my question too, and we'll get to that, because I was actually active in the chat during this stream, and I raised some questions. It's actually pretty funny when I do, but it is he who is enthroned. He sits above the circle of the earth, and its inhabitants are like grasshoppers, who spread out the sky like a tent, and stretched, who spread out the sky like, but it says here a gauze, stretched them out like a tent for dwelling. So something interesting here is that like the verb yashav actually repeats 3 times in this single verse. In the first place, this is the one who dwells over, or who sits over the circle of the earth. That's the first instance of yashav, and this is a participle. The second instance, yeah, another participle we have for the second instance, vayoshveya, these are those who dwell in it or dwell on it. Those are the inhabitants of the earth. And then finally, he stretched it out like a tent to dwell in. Lashavat is the third instance of this word. Importantly here, it's used, it appears as what's called an infinitive construct. And an infinitive verb is a boundless verb, so that means that, you know, it doesn't have any time parameters. They're pretty flexible. You can do lots of things with them. Quite often what you will see is an infinitive attached prefix with a preposition. In this case, the letter lamed, which means to or towards. This is a good stream, by the way, for my Hebrew students and budding Hebrew students as well. If you're interested in the language or learning the language, or if you're currently learning the language, then it's a good opportunity for you guys to pay attention today to what's going on. So here you have in this very first clause here, if we just set our focus on this one, he is the one who sits over the chug of the earth, the circle of the earth. We have a verb in the form of a participle at the beginning of the clause. So this is providing the action. He is the one who is sitting. And then we have the object of that verbal phrase, which is al chug haaretz, over the circle of the earth. So importantly, that is a preposition with a noun in construct with another noun. The construct is used just to express this idea of possession. The circle of the earth, that is the earth's circle. And you know, this is what scholars understand, that this is like an inscribed disk, and I can demonstrate that from some other text. So that's what the text looks like. Now, what Roundabout wants to argue here is that this word chug, circle, is actually a verb.
Impossible. Illegal.
It is. And we'll hear him explain it, and maybe we'll come back to the text and see if we can figure out how he's trying to cobble that in there. So yeah, let's maybe put the video back and listen to him explain how this works.
Back then. And if I may quote your words after we discussed that exact specific word, the final option I will cover is to treat chug as a sort of a verb. It's describing the action of a compass as it draws a circle, not the circle, but the actual process of drawing the circle. The same root is used in Isaiah 44:13, translated as the making with a compass. The motion of drawing the circle is the meaning in this instance. It could be taken as the Earth's daily rotation, its orbit around the sun, or keeping with the rest of the chapter, God is sitting beyond the entire universe. The people are like grasshoppers, busily working to store up for the upcoming seasons. God is eternal and beyond the busy motion of the people.
Okay. Just from a cosmological point of view, real quick. Does the Earth orbit the sun in a sphere? I don't think it does. I think it's elliptical, which to an ancient person you could say circle. I mean, it's circling. But
yeah,
also
I think that's what he's getting at, though, right?
Do compasses draw in more than just one plane? Because I don't think they do. When you're trying to use a compass to draw on a map, that's 1D, babe. 2D at best.
True.
You can't draw a
True.
sphere with a compass.
Is that what he said though? I don't think that's what he said
that
though.
this is talking about the motion that a compass makes.
Yes.
And again, and I don't mean like just the little handheld directional indicator. I mean like the pointy one where you stick the end in it and you draw a circle. Yeah. So even if you want to say that hug is a verb, you're still just drawing a circle. You're not drawing a sphere.
That's true. That's actually, that is a very good point, Vish. So it's the but what he really wants to focus on is the movement, right? I think what he's really trying to focus on is the act of the drawing, the act of encircling. I guess.
And again, that's still not spherical.
It sure isn't.
Even when you have like the tool that tells you, like, for instance, which direction is north, it doesn't move in the z-axis.
No.
So even then, it's still just going in a loop. It's not going in a sphere like a gyroscope would. Right. Gyroscopes can do it, but compasses, both the kind you use to draw and the kind that indicate directions, don't.
So he do you want to look at this other verse that he mentioned where the verb
what
is used?
Job something?
No, it's Isaiah 44:13.
Okay.
So, right, and I want to point something out here. Because here's the thing with the Hebrew text, with the Hebrew language. Here's Isaiah 44:13. The craftsman in wood measures with a line and marks out a shape with a stylus. He forms it with scraping tools, marking it out with a compass there. So that's what he's getting at. So now you'll notice, I think even if you can read Hebrew, but even just from a mechanical standpoint, if you can read Hebrew, you're looking at this and you can see, well, that's not the same word. It's the same root, but importantly here we have uvam huga, which is another participle, but it's in like another stem.
For the Hebrew students, if you want to take this one apart, the vav is doing the conjunction there. The b is the prefix that's giving you like with. And from my Talmud class, the mem there is kind of like a nounifier. So it's turning the hug into a thing that you can do stuff with.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. So it's not hug. It's from the same root as hug, but this is just a different word. Yeah, it's a PL participle. So
nounifier. I mean,
nounifier.
That's the thing about like a lot of these roots. They're verbs, like to do something. The infinitive. So if you want to have a thing made out of the verb, you need to like nounify it. And very frequently, not all the time, but the mem can do that. One of the ways you do it.
Yeah. So it's just a different word here, meaning compass. So if you go back to Isaiah 40 verse 22, like this is it's just not a compass, right? It is the circle. He sits on a circle of the earth. It's just completely different here. So
and I mean,
and I'm just trying to even think. Yeah, he sits over
how they're using this, because it says the one who sits above the circle of the earth, who is sitting up far enough to where people look like itty bitty teeny tiny little specks. The one who spread out the skies like gauze or fabric, like stretched them out like a tent, Like, I know that y'all know this already, but anybody who's been camping knows that you stretch a tent out over flat ground. You don't put it on a rock or a hill, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes, that's also a good point.
it would
So
be real not smart to use a curved surface to put your tent on. I'm just saying.
yeah. So okay. Let's.
So even if people want to argue that, Rakia is not a dome, okay, whatever, but these verses are here especially. It's giving you very clear images of what the author thinks this looks like. So yeah, you don't even have to be a cosmologist to get into this.
Nope.
All right. Should we resume the video, or do you want to
Yes, we
look at
shall.
the text more?
No, that's all right for
Let
now.
me do that. Okay, here we go.
That were your words. So it's pretty accurate
sounds
as
good to
I
me.
see it. This specific word is occurring in the Bible as a verb and as a noun. And in that particular instance, it's a better fitting as a verb and not as a noun.
And how is it in Hebrew? How do you identify nouns versus verbs?
Oh,
Most of the
I
time,
wish.
verb
Okay, pause it for a second,
specific
Vish, because at
I was
this
going to
point,
say I want to hear his explanation because
yeah, it's fun. So, but if you probably can't see it because it's really small and it's. But I'll read this to you. So at this point, I'm actually in the chat.
I can probably scroll.
So
there it
I
is.
am.
If it's BDB, that source is outdated by over 100 years.
So I wasn't sure
sort
what
of verb. What sort? Are you
Yes.
taking it as an infinitive?
So questions. I think that's an important question. What sort of verb are we talking about here when he says it's a sort of verb? As a philologist, I have to be able to identify every single part of speech within a sentence. I can't just go, well, all right, it's kind of a verb. I have to be precise about
I think
these
he meant
things.
a type of verb, but I could be wrong.
Well, let's listen to how, because
Okay.
Toon has asked this question.
I want to
How do
hear
you
his,
identify the verbs from the
his
nouns?
rubric for
Yes.
identifying nouns versus verbs.
Yeah.
Most of the time, verbs have a specific form. Every verb in Hebrew has its own, let's call it a pattern, like a mode. It can be better. In Hebrew, there are 7 modes of verbs, and every verb must fit into that pattern. It varies between if it's active or passive. There are the 3 letters of the root, and these are unchangeable, with few exclusions. But 90 plus times of every verb is like 3 consonants and some extra letters that specify.
Yeah, because there are
because
4-letter,
I've got some. I got to
roots.
say something. Sorry, I've got a number of my Hebrew students in the chat here, who've gone through Hebrew with me, who are presently going through Hebrew with me. We spend probably most of our time once we get to verbs talking about all the instances in which letters will just disappear from the root or change.
Weak radicals.
Like, this is incredibly common. It's not something that just happens occasionally. Like, this happens all the time. My Hebrew students who are in the chat, please weigh in and tell me how frustrated you are on a regular basis by all the letters that continue to disappear in there. There's one noise ending.
Yeah,
here.
we're already getting them. Yeah. Third hay radical.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
the nun, anytime there's a nun in the root, it just assume that thing's gonna just go. I don't feel like doing it.
Somewhere.
And it's a nun for nah. Just gonna turn into a dash. Or I'm just gonna disappear. Right. I'm out.
Chuck is picking up what you're putting down. The weak noon is the bane of my existence. He says.
It does get frustrating when I'm in one of my classes and we're trying to deconjugate verbs to try to find what the root is so that we can look it up. And it's like, All right, am I looking for a hidden vav, a hidden hey, a hidden yod, nun? Like, which of these letters is quiescent? Which ones, shrink down into like, ugh, it's very nerve wracking. It's
See,
like, is it in
one
this
of
position? Is it that position? Is it third, two,
yeah,
one? Like,
yeah. One of my favorite things as somebody who's been reading the language for a while is when you encounter a verb that has retained only one letter of the three letters. You're
yeah,
like, okay, I have one letter here. What could it be? So
yeah.
it's
That's the time where I just
yeah.
kind of stare into the middle distance.
So yeah. So that was I'm sure he didn't, he probably didn't mean to say it that way. I sure hope not, but that's just wrong. Like there's a ton of exceptions to this rule of the triliteral root in Hebrew.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously there are roots that are more than 3 letters, and I think he knows that, obviously. So, but most of them, the overwhelming majority, are 3, which is nice. But then you get those weak radicals, baby.
Yep.
Yeehaw.
Okay.
The tense, the body, if it's singular or plural, if it's male or female. In that case, it actually fits the pattern of a verb. So it cannot be specified as, no, that cannot be a verb, that must be a noun.
So he has said that the word as it appears in this text in Isaiah 40:22 fits the pattern of a verb. Oh, I have a comment here. Do you want to? It's right at the bottom of the chat there. Can you see it?
Yeah,
on the screen. On the screen there. Yeah.
You're saying down here, it can't be a verb. What is he talking about? How does that even work with the preposition? Yeah, you can't have the preposition all, meaning on or above, on top of, and then follow that with a verb. It has to be a noun. Prepositions, that's how they work. You have to be on something. Like, this is just basic linguistics.
The only possible way this could work is if he's treating it as an infinitive. But it just, even then you have issues with the form of what.
Yeah.
So it's not good. It's not a verb.
While I'm gonna hit play on this and let him go for a little bit, and I'm gonna pull up the modern binyanim for hug and see what comes up.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay.
So wait, say that again. The pattern suggests it needs to be a verb?
Yeah, if it doesn't fit the pattern of a verb, it cannot be a verb. But if it does,
then it could or could
it doesn't
not.
mean it. Yeah, it can be a verb.
Okay.
And it can be a noun. I mean, that specific word appears as a verb and as a noun. Like in
So how do we know which one it is?
Isaiah 44.
See, in Isaiah 44, it's saying, what was that again?
In Hebrew is b'mechugay ta'areu, which means it will be described by the compass.
Okay, like drawn by the compass.
Yeah,
right?
That's what drives me crazy. And again, here is he said that, but he just said the word that appears in Isaiah 44, which is different. He just said it, and is insisting that it's the same word that appears in Isaiah 40:22. It's just not. It's not the same.
So and this is a very big disclaimer. In modern Hebrew, hog, the middle vav will drop out and it'll turn into a vowel in inflected forms, and because the het is a guttural, that will affect how you conjugate it and how you put it in words. So I'm looking through this entire chart just to see if there's instances in modern Hebrew where this could possibly make sense. And it's this is very frustrating. Okay.
It is pretty frustrating.
Let me get the verse.
Okay. Oh, Dr. Kip is in the chat here?
In that case, I don't remember the context of the entire chapter. And it is very, very problematic because Isaiah is 95% parallels. and not literal. And it gets, like,
Parables.
parables.
Parables,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
Wait. No. No. You can't have it both ways. It can't be describing the physical state of the earth and also be a metaphor. Pick a lane. It can't be metaphor when it's inconvenient, but then, no, this is literally describing how it looks when you want it to be that way.
Yeah.
Because, like, he seems to be backpedaling, like, oh, I mean, I don't remember the context of the whole thing, and, like, you know, maybe this is all metaphorical, and bro,
He's pretty clear that all of this is poetic language. Therefore,
then why are they using it?
but then why are they insisting on it being this compass that's drawing it? Yeah, it is very strange. So
this is something that I
yeah.
think it was an evangelical pastor that told me this, but honestly, it works. Don't get your doctrine from the poetry part of the Bible.
True.
But it's probably not a good
very
idea.
true.
You do have a couple super chats though.
Okay.
Well, more than a couple. Tree Clam Tad for 2 says, I have to go to the airport. Hot Tikva, everybody.
Oh.
He
Hot
also
Tikva.
has a member
Tree
chat.
Clam Tab, we
Where
love
are
you.
the waters, Kip? Where are all the waters?
Where are the waters? We'll find out. We'll get to that.
Scott Graves for 10. I'm curious about the physical materials and tools scribes used to make scrolls around the time of Josiah. Any info and references will be appreciated. Happy Friday, Kip and Vish. I mean, you would have like a bird quill. Just not much different than people were using for a long time. You could have a quill of some sort.
We assume so, but we really don't have.
We don't really find
we don't
them.
have a lot of material from that time.
If they're
right?
made from animals, they're biodegradable, so we don't really find a lot of them, if any.
Yeah. So we have most of what we have from the first temple period are inscriptions and things that we have, you know, a set of ostraca from Lachish as well, but these are they're writing on like clay potsherds. So I believe I've mentioned that before, but within ancient Palestine and Israel, it was very common to use old potsherds as your media for writing letters, writing lists, even have contracts written on potsherds there. And the technical term for those is ostraca, and we have literally thousands and thousands of them.
They're pretty easy to make.
Exactly. They're plentiful. They're cheap, right? It's instead of preparing, you know, parchments or even a papyrus manuscript, right? Like it's
both of those are very time intensive.
Potsherds, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
So, even today, like when you walk around in Israel, you'll see potsherds just kind of sitting around in the dirt here and there. It's pretty interesting.
The real Melly says, imagine writing contracts on a bar napkin. This would be more like,
seriously, that's exactly what we're doing.
Scratching a contract in the shard of a dinner plate after the waiter accidentally dropped it. You know, so okay. Really quickly, the right-handed Seth. I usually pitch my tent on a slope, the opening downhill. That was
excellent.
The Dyatlov Pass. That was their problem. Put it on a hill. Put the opening towards the downhill. I'm kidding.
I did want to just say hi. Jace is working tonight. Jace has also watched the video. Jace is a modern Hebrew speaker who has an exceptional knowledge of biblical Hebrew. Actually teaches biblical Hebrew
on their channel too.
On his own platform, yes. So you know, he's a great resource. I asked him to watch through this, and he's provided me a bunch of notes as well. You know, from someone who has an exceptional command of both levels of the language. I had asked if he would be interested in coming out for this today, but yeah, he had to work.
He's busy. It's fine.
unfortunately. I also asked MC Toon if he would join us today, and unfortunately, he has a child who is going to prom. So
That is
have fun at
important.
prom, or thinking about your
Yes.
child at prom. I'm not entirely sure. It's very, very important.
Have fun,
stuff.
child of Toon. The prom.
Yeah, have
What a
fun, child
milestone.
of Toon. And Toon.
So Egyptomaniac writes, I sometimes do lessons about Egypt for 2nd grade kids, and I bring them pieces of broken flower pots and they paint hieroglyphs on them. Oh my god, I would have loved to do that as a kid.
So great.
And no noise ending. I was just being cheeky. That is not what happened. Okay, one more super chat from Chrissy.
Oh, yes. Hi, Chrissy.
Kit Davis has written no books. And you should have had that clip ready to go. Wait, here it is.
Kit Davis has written nope.
There we go. Do it really quick.
I'm in the process of pulling it up just now.
I was like, oh no, I gotta get this before I read it out. Okay. To the video.
And it's describing a carpenter that uses his tools, and one of the tools is the compass.
Okay. So Dr. Kip is saying,
Is this a sphere?
It is not.
Is it a sphere now?
Nope.
Weird. But this is a circle.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So even like if we're building the best faith understanding of what he's trying to say here. If he wants Hoog to be a compass, he actually said that it's a carpenter's using tools, and one of those tools is a compass.
So the compass, the one that you used to draw with.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
And if that's the case, then translating the verse in question, Isaiah 40:22, I guess you would say he sits above the compass of the earth.
I have
and I don't
a pair of tweezers
know
that will stand it for a compass. If this is what he's describing, my friend, that makes even less sense.
I think so.
And if he wants to say, oh, it's a verb of like where you put it and draw a circle around it, that's still
he sits above the action of drawing the circle of the earth.
Are you too good to draw a circle now?
he's
above
it, Vish. He's above all that. Yeah. So MC Toon has drawn attention to my comment here.
Yeah, and see, we have this. I think it's because Mahug, which is the arm on a clock, or the hand on a clock,
a needle on a
or
compass.
the needle on a compass. Yeah. And again, either way, neither of those work in the z axis, so it's not describing a sphere.
No,
this is very, very simple geometry.
It does not make good sense either. So
yeah, okay.
He said it can't be a verb. How does that even work with the preposition?
He can send me a message.
So then there's others.
Look, I'm not gonna blame him for not just knowing English parts of speech. Like, I struggle with parts of speech, and I am fluent in English. I made near perfect grades in English and English lit throughout high school and college. And I'm still like, wait, what's a gerund? Because it doesn't matter. Analyzing a language is different than speaking or writing it. So, no shade. His claim is that Hoog means something like hubbub. What?
Or busyness. He sits above the busyness of the earth.
Oh, all the ant hill of the earth. Like, people are doing all their business.
It's still. It just still doesn't. It just doesn't get you anywhere close to the meaning that he wants to attach to it. Like the interpretation.
That's implying that not only is God super, 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 super far up there, but also that means that our goings on just really aren't that important.
I guess. I don't know. It's very strange. So.
Oh,
but I interrupted you.
Up here. really quick.
Oh, okay.
If it's hug with a vav, it has to be an infinitive. And then there's
Yep.
all. Then that infinitive must be nominal, right? Which means it's
Yeah,
functionally
a noun. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So even if it's a verb, you have to treat it as a noun based on its formation within the
it's
verse.
just it's sitting right next to a freaking preposition. It's a noun.
Yeah.
This is not as frustrating as an apologist, but still frustrating, just in a different
Exactly.
category.
So Jay says he's really stretching. One might say stretching like a tent.
Like a tent. Ah! You know what? We both.
Oh, very good.
Yeah,
Good
we
for
did
us.
that.
Way to go, Wes.
Yeah,
Oh, when life gives you lemons.
okay.
Oh, I
There's
think that's
Job.
we haven't had
where
that
it,
one before.
Talks about taking
Oh,
form.
38.
Yeah,
seal.
there's a vine where this guy dumps his cereal out into a bowl and it's just a whole bunch of lemons and and he goes, "Well, when life gives you lemons," and his face like rotates. It's very it's dumb.
that's
Vine
funny.
humor was a whole
So-
different beast. I really miss it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll let it go for a little bit, but I think we might need to
Okay.
skip ahead. So
Okay. All right, let's try.
Yeah.
Job, just like Psalms and Proverbs, has very specific pattern to the verses. Like every verse is parsed into two parts, and the parts are either parallel to each other or complementary. Every two parts are either parallel, as in they describe basically the same thing, or they're complementary. Like one speaks about the day and the other speaks about the night, or one speaks about.
I don't have any problems with that. That's pretty
no,
common.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
but they spend a lot of time on this point about how Hebrew is
really?
written in parallelism and that somehow affects our understanding of Job 38. And even then, like that, it's such a weird passage to. I know the reason they focus on it is because I think a lot of the biblical flirfs like to talk about Job 38. I think it's 14. They'll get to it here in a minute, but
Okay.
it's again, it's not especially significant. There's something else I want to draw
Do you want me to skip
attention
through
to
this
here
part?
as well. Then keep it going for a little bit. He's going to mention a passage from Ecclesiastes that I want to point out.
Good, and the other talks about bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Almost every chapter in Psalms, in Job, and in Proverbs, and it will be like that. So in Job 38, start with verse 12, and then 13 and 14. These are the important verses. So have you ever
Toon's
given
not
orders to the morning or shown dawn its place? It's pretty much
He's still trying to find the text.
obvious. Like these two parts are parallel to each other.
Yeah.
The morning and dawn gives you the main clue about that.
Yeah.
Then it might take the earth by the edges and shake the wicked out of it.
How does a sphere have edges?
Right. It just
Only
doesn't.
flat objects have edges that you could take the edge of and shake.
But I think one of the reasons why they focus in on this point is because this does not correspond in any way to the modern flurf model, right? Where you can grab onto the edges.
Yeah. I mean,
that, so
there are flat earthers who think that the plane goes on infinitely in every direction. There's some that think it has a definitive edge. There's some that think the edge is part of a larger unknown. They can't make up their mind.
So, but importantly, again, this is a text that just absolutely has nothing to do with the actual shape either. But he's gonna let him go, because I think he's gonna get to Ecclesiastes 1:4 here.
And this one is actually the problematic one, because on first glance it doesn't seem not parallel, neither neither parallel nor complementary. So it's kind of weird, but as I told you, it must be either this or that. So if you think about it, it must conform to that pattern. Then we go to verse 14, and you will see what I mean. The earth takes shapes like clay under a seal. Its features stand out like those of a garment.
And they usually leave out the entire verse. They usually just have the first part.
Yeah, I know. Flat earthers like to do that.
Yeah.
They take Ecclesiastes. I'm disgusted by this kind of action. Like, take only one.
And another thing, while he's got that up, anybody who has seen wax seals on letters can tell you that that's not spherical either. I have a whole
It's
little
true.
wax
Yeah.
letter kit here that I
yeah.
ordered. It's super fun to do. But yeah, you drip a little wax and you press the seal into it, and when you pop it off and it's dry, it's a little flat disc, which is exactly what this verse is saying. The earth takes shape like clay
Yes.
under a seal.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that in real life the earth is flat. It means that in the text writer's view, that is how the earth works.
That's how it looks. So
When you're
here
standing
he's
down
gonna
here, it does look that way.
he's gonna say something about Ecclesiastes here.
Part of the verse and take it completely out of context.
Yeah.
Just, okay, Ecclesiastes 1:4 in NIV, and it goes like this: generation come and generation go, but the earth remains forever. But in Hebrew, the word remains is
Stand.
omedet, which means standing still. Can be translated
So-
to standing still. So flat earthers
Here we
take
go.
only
Pause
that
it for a
part of
second.
the verse, but the earth.
Wait, which verse is this? I'm gonna go pull this up.
It's verse 4. Let's just read from the
Okay.
top here, shall we? I'll read. The words of the teacher, son of David, king in Jerusalem. Meaningless, meaningless, says the teacher. Utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. What do people gain from all their labors at which they toil under the sun? Generations come and generations go, but the earth remains forever. Now, I'm going to pause there because the point, here we go. Yes.
Guess what, Hebrew
one generation
students?
comes.
Oh, my debt. That means stand.
Stands.
That's where we get Amidah, the standing prayer.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean standing still. It just means standing. It can also mean endure in the metaphorical sense. Like this thing stands forever. It's in effect forever, or it keeps going forever.
Yes.
The word is
Yes.
literally stand.
I would. Yep. Yeah.
So it's like,
that's it.
hey, one generation goes and comes and goes, but Earth keeps going, keeps existing.
So yeah, let's listen to him, and then I want to point something out here.
Check
that
this
they
out.
don't
The
talk
sun rises
about.
and sets.
Well,
and
this is
glides back to
yes,
where it
this
rises.
is what I was going to get to. Just let him go for a minute, and then
Okay.
we'll get back to
I want to
that.
see what he says about this.
He doesn't say anything, but
Only that, taking it completely out of context.
Okay.
I doubt it.
Leaving the generations come and go, which is the
Yeah, if you read the entire verse, I'm not talking about the entire chapter. If you read only this verse, but the full verse, you see what the context is. If we take verse 14,
Yeah, and again, just for anybody who tunes in, it's referring to the fact that people have teeny tiny little lifetimes, but the Earth is old as balls.
for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually think that's all he just really wants to make this point that it doesn't mean that the earth is stationary and immobile as it's so that's I think that's the point he's making. I think it's a fine one, but now let's bring the text back up, and I don't know how they just not deal with this. Here in verse 5, the sun rises and the sun sets, and it glides back to where it rises. Like it comes up on one side of the earth and it goes down on the other side of the earth. And where does it go from that point? It's got to go back to the place where it's going to come up. Like,
and until they came in contact with the Greeks, they thought it went outside the dome and up around it and circled back in the other side.
Yeah.
And this
So
is in the
it's,
Talmud, if any of y'all want to go check this, that they have a discussion about
fun,
how
right?
like how thick the dome material is and like how many miles or whatever it is long. And then they have a discussion that's like, yeah, well, we think the sun goes out the window of the dome and like circles around above it, but the Greeks think it goes beneath the earth and goes back around to the starting place, and they're probably right. So fun times.
Yep.
It's really hard to do certain types of cosmology when you're stuck on the ground and you don't have advanced math.
It is.
So,
all
yeah.
right. So we can put the text down, and then we're gonna have to skip ahead here, I think, to
Okay.
where he
You have a
starts.
timestamp?
I wish I just, damn it, I do not. So it should be maybe just jump ahead to like the let's say 12 or 13-minute mark. See where we're at there.
Okay, because we're at 10:48.
Yeah, go a couple minutes here.
Let's do 12.
Oh,
So nice.
Okay,
They're
I got
still
that.
talking about this.
interesting.
So,
And
on
the
the
13
more-
by the edge.
let's see.
Hey,
to
there
vote
we
there.
go.
There we go. All right. So
Moondrift says,
they're
ask
gonna
why
shift
does
gears
Genesis
here.
1 use the word heaven?
they're going to shift gears here, and they're going to spend the rest of this time talking about Genesis 1. And this is in response to a question that you see from Moondrift on the screen here.
Mhm.
Why does Genesis 1 have the word heaven singular in
It
verse
doesn't.
8?
Oh,
And then it doesn't. Correct. And then switch to heavens plural in 9
doesn't.
and onwards. But
What the heck?
this raises a whole bunch of problems for roundabout, and this
Mhm.
is where things get really kind of bizarre in terms of how he wants to read the text.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, no, it's plural all the times because that word is just. It could say it's in the dual, but it's not. It's written as a plural. Just.
Mhm.
Shemayim. It's almost like it's saying places, but it's meant to be the
Right.
upper places.
But this is
'cause
like this is a
John can
person who
see
doesn't.
there.
This is
you
a
know.
person who doesn't read the language, who doesn't understand it, who's reading a translation and is just asking a
Translation,
question
yeah.
about it, right? A translation issue. So
Okay, let me hit play.
Singular in verse 8. Then switch to heavens plural in 9 and onwards.
Let me
That's a
pick it
good
up
one.
in Hebrew, and we will see. Verse that actually doesn't
should
appear
be
in the
happy
Hebrew
with
Bible. In verse 8, it's then God called the expanse heavens, plural. The word doesn't change.
In 8.
And
Mhm.
and
Okay.
there was evening and there was morning the second day. And then again in verse 9, and God said, let the water under the sky or the firmament or the heavens, no, not firmament, the heavens or sky, will gather into one place, etc. So yeah,
Oh,
the word doesn't change in the Hebrew Bible. It's called shamayim.
so far so
Yeah.
good,
That's
And
correct.
right? Yeah.
the meaning of that word,
There you
actually, most people get wrong. There are some commentaries who talked about this word and try to interpret it as something related to water, because water in Hebrew is mayim, and that word is shamayim. But it's much more simple in Hebrew, and that word actually means the thing that is farther away.
Yeah, I mean,
Is farther away. Okay.
honestly, I just said, I don't take the mayim part of this. I'm trying to say that it's pluralizing sham. So it's like when you say there, you would say sham, and when you have shamayim, it's like almost like a dual, but not quite. And it's just saying there, the there's
I mean, that
There.
sounds good.
over
But
there.
that's probably that sounds good, and that's what he's getting
But
at.
if
But
you-
that's probably not.
Yeah, that's not
accurate.
obviously how that works. But I know that it feels more popular to say, oh, that's just, sticking the prefix on top of mime. And I'm like, that's not it either. But yeah, you don't pluralize adverbs as the Hebrew.
No,
the Hebrew copy said,
exactly.
Yeah, because we're getting into
Uh,
like rabbinic fun times if we start trying to dissect the word that way.
Is that a thing that the rabbis do?
Oh yeah,
Is
like
is
this
look
kind
at
of
oh,
wordplay
okay.
and
So it's
stuff is very,
yeah,
very,
yeah, yeah.
very common. It's one of my favorite
With this
little
specific word,
tools.
though,
Yeah,
is what I was
yeah.
asking. Oh, okay.
There's
All
there's
right.
literature about it.
So that's where he's getting I expect that's where he's getting this from, because it's from an
Yeah.
historical perspective. That is not Shemayim is the word in Hebrew that means sky, and it is like plural. It appears as a plural or a dual, and yeah, the root of this word is just it's not clear. It's got cognates in other languages. In Akkadian it's Shamu.
Yeah.
I'm just looking here. In I think in Arabic is a later language, but it also appears. And this is actually Jason sent me some stuff here. I can pull this up.
Nice.
Which is really useful. If I can find it. Oh shoot! No, I restarted my computer. That's what happened. So
Womp
I
womp.
know. No, it's gonna take me a second to get it back, unfortunately. But he's gonna take this particular sense that it's like the plural of the adverb there. And he's really gonna run with this to provide an interpretation of what this means from a cosmological perspective.
This is abusing the text.
Yeah, in Hebrew there are two kinds of plurality, if that's the word. There's a simple plural, that as in the opposite of singular, and there's a double plural, like things that come in pairs have
Eyes.
a special form of
Ears.
plural.
Feet.
Like if we're talking about two hands or two legs or words like this that usually come in pairs, they have special plural form that specify that this is a pair of things. And that word is a pair plural of the word there.
Oh,
Oh my God, he said the same thing I did. I love it.
Yes. Yes.
But see, like I just told you, like this is a tool from like rabbinic Judaism where you can play around with the language this way. It's not proper etymology. That's not how etymology works. This is just a fun tool if you're trying to make a case for something. There's exactly as much support for it being a dual of Sham as there is for it being a weird version of Mayim. So
yeah.
Which is to say, like, none or very weak amounts of evidence. Hey, the not linguist just appeared.
Oh, hey. Well, that's weird.
We were talking about language, and there's so much linguistics abuse going on that we summoned Dapper.
That's wild, right?
Yeah. Whoops. Sorry. If there's so much cool wordplay, then why does Kip hate the Bible? Your shirt proves that you don't.
It's true.
Do the fit check.
I did that. Should I?
Yeah.
So we've got the we've got the shirt today. So
it's right there, folks. He effing loves the Bible.
I do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you still looking stuff up?
Yeah, I was going
Okay.
to I was going so I was gonna pull up the just one of the, and this is from the New International Dictionary of Old Testament Theology and Exegesis. This is actually a pretty conservative source. But it's very good still most of the time. And I'm just going to read their discussion of the entry of Shemayim, the word which means sky here, in terms of the etymology, right? Shami is the root for the Hebrew. So Shin Mem Yod, according to this. Shemayim is masculine plural, cognates of which are attested in Aramaic, Phoenician, Ugaritic, Akkadian. In the Akkadian, Shamu can mean heaven as a realm of the gods, as well as sky, the region above the earth. The Assyrians analyzed it as Shameh, the place of the waters. And you can kind of hear that there too. In the ancient Near East, yeah, the sky is often personified and even deified as the Mesopotamian god Anu. In Ugaritic, Shamam, which is written syllabically as a plural form, Shamuma, is deified as the god Aretz v'Shamayim, earth and heaven, and Shamayim with Taham, heaven and deep. These names probably refer to the land and the sea. So it's not, you cannot connect it. You can't connect it to the adverb. Just making the point again. So
Okie doke. Here we go.
I can point and show you. Okay, that there, and there's the farther away there that I can't even point at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's for those of you who speak Spanish, it's the difference between aquí being here, allí being over there, and allá being like way out there. For those of you who speak Southern, over yonder. Far away.
it's true.
But again,
Yeah.
the reason that round about and I came to the same little playing around conclusion is because we're both rabbinic Jews. We both are familiar with the tools to do this kind of wordplay. So it's not legitimate etymology. Bulk etymology
It
is a
is
thing
not.
even in the text, and it's also not accurate in some cases. So but it's cool wordplay. That's the thing. That's why it's
Sure.
So okie doke. Here we go.
So, question: do the Hebrew flat earthers misspell there?
No, the word there actually appears many times.
In English, it's common for people to misspell there. T-H-E-I-R, T-H-E-Y, apostrophe
T-H-E-R-E.
Yeah.
No, it's T-H-E-R-E, not T-H-E-I-R.
Oh, homophones. The eternal foe of any native
Aren't
speaker.
they? Aren't they?
There, and there. Two, and two. Your and your. The big one.
No,
Right.
it's there as in the opposite of here.
All right. Okay. So here he's again asking Genesis 1-8, the firmament is heaven singular, and Genesis 1-9, the firmament of the heavens plural. So I think
These are three different terms. There's I don't like the word firmament. I'm sorry. Let's call it expanse because it's more accurate.
Boy, is it?
And there is
Lucky is
heavens, which is another term, and there's the expanse or the firmament of the heavens, which is a third term, and each one of them relates to different, let's call it distance, or
Nah, man.
distance is
Nah.
pretty much accurate. So there's
Just nah.
No,
Mm-mm.
no, not at all. So he's saying like the because it's the plural of sham, it's very far, I think is what he's saying. I think he brings this back up, but he also mentions how, and I've made this point. I made this point to Toon as well when I talked to him. But the word rakia in Hebrew, which means firmament, that he doesn't like, and there's a very good reason why he doesn't like it. Because
it's the flurf dome.
Yes.
I
The
get
firmament.
I get it. But just let the language be what it is, man. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to follow Iron Age morality in the same way you don't have to follow Iron Age cosmology. You just don't
True.
have to.
It's true. You
You
don't
can
have
just
to.
not.
So
It's real easy.
yeah. So the word it's Genesis. I think it's Genesis 1:8, where it talks about how God.
Got that pulled up.
Oh, good. Just look at it.
Yeah.
Scroll back up to 7. Let's see
Okay.
or even 6. I think it's Genesis 1:6 is where this starts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. God said, "Let there be a rakia." God said, "Let there be a rakia." That's the word in question. Betoch, in the middle of the waters. There's rakia. Yeah. And there's betoch. In the middle of the waters. And it shall be for dividing between waters, waters from waters, essentially. And God made the firmament. This is the rakia. This is verse 7. And he divided between the waters. Yeah, between the waters, which are underneath the rakia, and between the waters which were over the rakia, and it was so. And so, God called to the rakia sky, shamayim. And it was evening and it was morning, second day. So this word
I
here,
put
rakia,
day 2, just to try to get around the folks. They're like, it's a literal 6-day creation. The earth is only 6 days.
Yeah. So yeah. So if you go back up here to see what's going on, and this is a point that if you're at all familiar with this kind of stuff, this is a point that gets made often by biblical scholars and careful readers of the text as to what's going on here. And of course, JPS calls it an expanse. Bad JPS.
Yeah, I don't like that.
The rakia is not an expanse. It is a.
Hey, look at that.
It's an object. What are we looking?
From 1995, the Shocking Bible by Everett Fox. Let there be a dome.
Okay, sure.
Hebrew rakia, literally a beaten sheet of metal. See, Everett Fox can be honest with you.
So, where was I? I lost my train of thought here.
Talking about creating an expanse. Be careful, readers of the text.
Yes, thank you. So, careful readers of the text will notice that this is functioning as a division between waters to separate waters. The word itself, rakia, comes from a verb, raka, as it says here in the gloss, literally a beaten sheet of metal. The verb is used for forging.
Hammer something out.
For forging metal objects, for beating out a piece of metal into a thinner plate. That's what's going on here. That's why the best way to understand this is as a solid object. There are not many things that the King James Version gets right, but this is one of them. And maybe they made up the word. Honestly, I'm not even sure if the King James translators coined the word firmament, but it is a perfect description for what this is because it's firm. Exactly. So expanse does not convey that sense, and it doesn't provide, I think, the proper visual perspective of what the text is trying to communicate. It's not the distance or the spread of the object. That's not the point. The point is the division, that it's holding things away from
in the same way I'm trying to explain the very plain sense of the text. When you think about what this is describing, like in verse 7, Elohim made a dome that separated waters that were below it, tachat, from waters that were all above it. Empty space doesn't separate waters.
Nope. It does
Is
not.
it magic space? Because is there a repelling force that I don't know about that's unique to like magic water space that would repel two bodies of water? Because as far as I know, solid objects can separate water above from water beneath. And it's kind of funny because later on in the text, there are windows from which rain falls.
Yeah, funny
You
that, eh?
wouldn't need windows unless it was a solid object in their mind, right? How would an
And not-
expanse have windows? It's empty space.
And not just windows either. Like the best understanding of the text that Vish is getting at is in Genesis chapter 9, or 8, or 7.
and
Sorry,
8,
actually, it might be
all
7.
the way through the flood. Yeah.
So, yeah, but there's, I mean, where it's specifically mentioned, the text that Vish is getting at is when God floods the earth. It says that he opens the windows of heaven, and these are properly like sluice gates. They're barriers that slide back and forth, actually, just like you would to hold back water. Really, it's a very clear picture of what these people imagined the world to look like.
Yeah. So again, just even if you're an Iron Age person, just going about your day, it appears to you that it is a dome. It's not one, obviously, but it appears that way because up until 100 years ago, give or take, we were stuck on the ground. Right? Even hot air balloons and dirigibles and things like that weren't really invented until the last couple hundred years. So for a very long time, we've been stuck on the ground, even when you go up on a super, super high mountain. But it turns out if you get up on a high enough mountain, or if you just know some math, or you can properly do math plus some shadows, you can figure out that the earth is not actually flat. It's round. Shout out Eratosthenes. So,
all right.
Yeah. Okay. Once more for the future viewers, we are not saying that the earth is flat. We are showing that the text of the Bible understands the world that way. And you do not have to agree with it. In fact, I recommend specifically in this case that you don't. So, okay.
Yeah, it's just wrong on this, right?
Yeah, it's just wrong. So, you can't, oh, this is a metaphor, your way out of this, because the preponderance of evidence in these texts leads you to the inevitable conclusion that the writers of these texts perceived the world as flat, which is reasonable when you don't have advanced math or geometry or things that can take you really, 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 really far up in the air. So, okay.
The close one, what you mostly translated into firmament, which is the close atmosphere. Okay, so there's the troposphere, which is the
I was about to say he's not about to go into troposphere and all the other different. No, there is no way that ancient people were like, oh yeah, there's different layers to the atmosphere. Totally. No, I'm not buying it. Sorry, bud.
Yeah. So the rocky, the firmament or the expanse is the close atmosphere, the troposphere.
The stratosphere, there is no way they would possibly have derived that.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
What mostly translated into firmament, and I have evidence to show you that this is the case.
I would like to see that.
There's the rest of space, which is the firmament of the heavens. And there is heavens, which is what outside of our physical universe.
Those are much later ideas of cosmology.
What do you understand? What do you understand him to be saying here? with
because
the
I
firmament.
talked to
The
him
is this what
personally.
he's saying? The
It's been a
firmament, the
few years.
firmament of the heavens, and then the heavens.
So
is that the
he's
distinction he's
saying
making?
that he is saying in the minds of the writers, they
Yeah.
understood there to be the place where the birds fly. That's the close atmosphere. Then there's the one
Okay.
above that, which is like weather, where that takes place. And then
Right.
there's one above that, which is where we think of as outer space.
Sure.
And friend, Iron Age Canaanite writers were not conceiving of the universe that way. They did
But
not
what
believe that there
terms?
was an outer space.
What
So
terms
he's saying
are
that there's
is-
multiple
is-
firmaments.
So it's not a specific term. It's like rakia can mean just
So yeah, to
all of
him,
these
he's saying,
things.
oh, when God put a rakia between the waters and the waters,
Yeah.
there's low clouds, and then there's really high up clouds, which we already know.
Okay. Oh, I see. All right.
And so like,
So
'cause,
he's
rain can come from, like, it mostly comes from
yeah.
the clouds that are not quite as far up. It's a little too cold. It's like ice, but the different types of clouds, there's some that produce rain, there's some that just don't. But
Yeah.
clouds on the ground are just fog.
So he's almost treating rakia then. He's almost treating rakia as just
Division.
a general divider. It is just division, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
But also, he's going to have to explain how they would intuit that there's a divider that we think of as,
Yeah.
like, I guess the Kármán line nowadays.
Like you can't
what
even
is
nobody can see
officially
that.
outer
You can't-
space versus
Right, yeah.
atmosphere. That is a stretch.
It
It is a
sure is.
big stretch. And
really is.
I have talked to this guy before. It's been a while, but I know that the reason he's doing this is because his personal theology is that he needs the text to be consistent with what we know now. That's not possible unless you
Sure.
start twisting and manipulating. And well, if you kind of stretch and if you view it this way and like, just let it go, man. It's
Yeah.
fine. You don't have to agree
Yeah.
with the text on this. You just don't do it. It's really easy. Just go, yeah, they weren't completely correct. It's fine. I can still use this. It's still part of your cultural heritage, even if it didn't get cosmology right. It's fine. So, yeah. Anyway, again, expanses of air don't keep water away from each other, and they're not thinking of clouds as water anyway, really. So, this is, yeah, and this is another thing. The Greek idea of planetary spheres, again, that is much, much later. This is several hundred years later that they would kind of come into contact with these ideas. And the Greeks, again, they would develop those ideas over time. They didn't have the idea of spheres initially. So, okay, I'm fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Like where the angels are, or where things like time come from,
Okay.
or like complex emotions, because we know to describe emotions, but we
Complex
can't
emotions.
understand them. So if you read,
I've never heard anyone discuss it in terms of emotions. So I'm not
That's
sure
wild.
entirely where he's getting that.
Yeah.
That's a new one
If
to
we
me.
read, let's see where he's going here.
Genesis 1:6, and God said, let there be an expanse inside the waters. And the word inside,
Hang on a minute. Batoch, can that be inside?
No. So, but I don't know what I think he's reading a different I don't know what translation he's reading. I think he's going to correct it here, though.
Okay.
in Hebrew, is quite in biblical Hebrew, basically, is quite different than simple in. There's a difference between in and inside.
Okay.
And inside actually means in the exact middle.
Oh,
Like,
whoops.
Some Bibles translate to midst.
Yeah, this one says between,
Yeah.
which is ambiguous.
Yeah, as I said,
And that's the
some
the point, right? That's an important point here. Toon got it. He said it's translated as midst or between, which
Yeah.
is ambiguous. It's just
Well,
somewhere
shuck.
between these 2 points. But
Yeah.
listen to how he wants to understand this. And
Okay.
Translation
what we're
to
looking at.
midst.
I was just going to say what we're looking at here, everyone, is in verse 6, where it says, "And God said, let there be a vault between the waters." That word "between" is what's at issue. He's going to talk about its precision here. The word is betoch.
Okay.
As I said, some translation translate to midst, as in the exact middle. And then when I understood it, it quite blew up my mind. So I said, okay, so there must be something right in between the waters. We know the waters below are liquid waters, the waters above are gaseous waters. And we know that the deepest part of the ocean is Challenger Deep, Marianas Trench, which is about 11 kilometers, 10,994 or 96.
Okay.
So if that's the case, then the troposphere, where the moisture is, must be about 11 kilometers high. And then I Google it, and voila.
Did you catch that? I think
wish.
Vish has endured psychic damage.
I just wish that he had the self-awareness to know or perceive that the exact train of thought and the mode that he used to look this up is because he determined in advance what the answer was, and he went looking for something that confirmed it.
Yes. So in his mind, the division, the rakia, the what he's going to call the expanse, which is between the waters, betoch, he's come to the understanding at the outset that must be right in the dead center, and that this is
Yeah, I'm like,
this
where
is
did
the
you get that?
dividing line, right? This is the dividing line between where waters are liquid and where waters are gaseous, I think. And so he's like, if you go all the way from the bottom of Marianas Trench and you measure and you get like 11 kilometers, and so that must mean on the other side it's also exactly 11 kilometers, and voila, therefore that's how you prove that this is what this is talking about.
Hey, did you know that
the-
for a while, Tree Clam Tad was living between you and me? Does that mean he was directly in the geographical center of our location? No.
Right in the middle.
Betoch, Kip, and
No
Vishanti.
way.
Yeah.
So just to give you a
Doesn't
sense, the
mean he
word
was
like
geographically 50% of the way there. That's nonsense.
yeah. So the word betoch is a very frequently occurring word. It's a combination of 2 words. It's a combination of a preposition be, which just means in, and then tok, which means like in the middle or among, in the midst.
Among.
It's in the middle, in the midst. It
Somewhere
means
in there.
between, somewhere in there, right?
Yeah.
It's used 297 times in the Hebrew Bible for him to and like just to give you like let's pull up let's pull up an example that is just a random here. Genesis 23 verse 9. Let him sell me the cave of Machpelah that he owns, which is at the edge of his land. Let him sell it to me. Betochechem, in the middle of you, essentially, between you. Let him sell it to me, between you, la'achuzat kaver, between you for the heritage of burial. Okay, and this is idiomatic. It just means for a place of burial in your midst.
Also,
It's not. It doesn't
I-
mean the place of burial is right dead in the center between the two people who are making this transaction. That's not what this means.
I will also bring in some stuff that I learned from studying Talmud. Plag Hamincha is half of the afternoon. So if you take the afternoon, divide it up in half, I
Yeah.
know it's a whole thing about the spelling. That word can actually mean exactly halfway, 50% split in half, right?
Sure. Yes.
The root Peleg can just mean like separate or split off or divide, which is where the word Peleg, the person,
Yep.
in his days, the earth was divided. So there are ways to say halfway in Hebrew if you want to be more specific about it. So
Exactly. Yes. There's other ways, there's better ways to do this. Right? It just
another thing
like
that you
like
were talking about in terms of the language being ambiguous, that's the way it works. Anybody who gets up there, usually like preachers, they'll get up there and just proclaim like the Bible's very clear on this. It's very clear in very few things. The language is ambiguous a lot. A lot. So
very much so.
the more you learn the language, the more you realize, oh snap, this actually is very ambiguous. That sucks for us because we like definitive black and white answers, but oh well.
Yeah. So yeah, it's so as another example here, right? Like Exodus 14:22. This is the story of the Exodus. And the sons of Israel went out betoch, in the middle of the sea, on dry land.
They were exactly 50% in the center.
Right dead center, 50%, right in the middle. That's where they went. I mean, it just means into the middle, or it can mean between two things. It's just, that's all it means. It's just so dumb to insist that there's like a precise dividing point communicated by this word that then corresponds to your cosmology.
I'm betoch the walls of my bedroom, but I am certainly not in the center of my room at all. So
I am also betoch the walls of my room
of your study
in the dead center. Yes. So
and yeah, Templar Warden, did the ancients know about Challenger Deep? They did not, it turns out.
What is
in
Challenger
fact, Levantine people didn't know about the Western Hemisphere. So that's actually one of the reasons that I get to eat corn during Passover, is because they didn't know that the Americas existed.
They didn't know to say don't. They didn't know to say don't eat that.
Because maize doesn't grow in the Levant, it turns out. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
I think he's almost
is
done.
the troposphere. What the air pressure that allows water to be liquid. Without air pressure, all the water will evaporate.
Do you think ancient people in Canaan knew about the water cycle? Because if they did, I would love to read about it.
Yeah.
I have doubts.
I mean, they probably understood that all the water came out of the mountains and flowed into the ocean.
Oh yeah, easily.
Right? There you go. They knew that part.
Water evaporating and going into like the atmosphere and condensing into clouds.
That one less.
I don't know.
Likely, I think. So
if it was intuitive, they wouldn't need to teach us that in elementary school, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could be wrong. But hey, maybe I'm just not, oriented towards the ways of nature because I don't spend enough time in it. That's also possible.
And then there's the upper parts of space, and then there's heavens, which is out of our scope. Like that's what.
Oh, also, I will put a disclaimer on here. I also don't believe personally that the text is reflecting some sort of like divine knowledge that like, oh, well, of course humans didn't understand it yet. But, you know, God supernaturally revealed this knowledge knowing that later on down the line they would develop the science and the math in order to understand what's really going on. That's why I sound so skeptical. Just putting that out there because I forget that that's not something that people would just assume.
Was created in verse 1. God created the heavens and the earth. The earth is our universe, what physical, tangible we can hear, touch,
Wait,
smell, measure, what physical, the heavens and the earth. The earth is our universe, what physical, tangible we can hear, touch, smell, measure by any means, and heavens is what outside of that. As like
So physical,
for every
non-physical.
for every one-dimensional line.
Well, okay, if he wants to believe that there's an intangible supernal realm, okay, good. I can't talk him out of it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But we don't have evidence of that.
No, we don't.
If you can't measure it and you can't detect it, what's the difference between it not being detectable and it not existing? Feels like vibes.
Very much vibes. That's what we're getting here.
Bringing that into a conversation where they're trying to discuss like empirical evidence and things that you can observe and test, that seems like maybe it shouldn't be there. But
and in discussing, because he's talking about Genesis 1, right? That's where they started, at least with this. So in the context of speaking of Genesis 1, it's really weird to be making this physical, non-physical, or you know, natural world versus supernatural or spiritual world distinction within this text. Like there's probably other texts that you can do this within the Hebrew Bible, but within this text, it feels like, I don't see how.
Yeah, I seriously doubt the priestly writers were going there, because they explicitly functioned in the physical realm of ritual and habits and offerings and, you know, temple items and temple roles and numbers and calendars. Like,
if you're going to, I mean, I think about, because what like a good example of this is in when God creates the birds, right? What does it say here? I'm pulling up.
They fly across the face of the rakia.
Is the face of the rakia of the sky, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's like, what is it doing there then? The Shemayim part of that. What is that doing?
Yeah.
In the text, if that's an indicator of the spiritual realm. Like,
yeah, because it's like, look, if you fly across the face of something, it just means in front of it, right?
Yeah.
And there's not a front to the atmosphere. I'm just saying, weather fronts, obviously we use that as a figure of speech, but yeah, air doesn't have like a face that you could go in front of. Like directionality doesn't work that way when it comes to like gaseous particles. You can only fly in front of something, like in front of the face of something physical, like a dome, for instance.
Exactly.
So okay, we're close to the end.
It must have a two-dimensional paper, and every paper must have a three-dimensional space to be in. So every three-dimensional space must have at least four-dimensional space. Heavens is what allows our 3D or 4D space to exist.
Okay.
That's like that. All that just lost me.
Not assumed
At the end there entirely. It's
the fourth dimension in our current models is just space-time, but okay, man, sure.
Wow. So that was a thing. And I'll just point this out again. Having a command of a spoken language, being able to speak natively a language, does not mean that you, number one, understand the ancient language from which that modern language is derived. Number two, speaking a vernacular language also does not mean that you are an expert in deconstructing the syntax and the mechanics of that language, which are really, really important parts when it comes to actually reading and understanding the text of the Bible. You've got to learn how to read and understand the language. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I
There's
got a link
comments
I'm going
in
to try and
Superchats
bring up
that we
here.
have.
Okay, good. I got a link I'm going to
Okie
try and bring
dokie.
up
Just go in order.
while we do
Ninjester
that.
45. Young Earth creationist Flurf God sits, that shouldn't have an apostrophe there, above the act of eating crayons and allowing the flecks to fall upon the canvas of the helmet that his worshippers didn't wear.
Nice.
Simone for 5. Kip, would you say this? You're gonna need to read this.
All right, hold on. I'm just pulling up the link and then I'll get it. Okay.
Damn it.
All right.
Simone.
Okay. Would you say that this stream is natata levacha lada'at holalot v'shakalot? So would you say that this stream you give your heart to know like debauchery and madness?
Nonsense.
Yeah, yes. Because I think Gamzahu Rayon Ruach. This one is also, I don't know. I'm afraid I don't know Rayon. Something of spirit, something of help me with that last clause, Simone. I don't know it offhand, but the first one, yeah, definitely. So very good. Thanks for the super chat.
Okay, Helen, for no dollars, but I thought this was important. So does this guy think that the Hebrew Bible fails if he can't make it say accurate sciencey stuff about the shape of the thing we live on? There are lots of people out there who, again, I can't talk them out of it, it's none of my business, who really base a lot of their identity and their sense of like who they are and what they do around, you know what, these people didn't understand what they were writing down, but now we do. It was there the whole time. And I'm like, it's a shaky house of cards.
Of course.
Oh, this too is Pursuit of the Wind.
This too is the Pursuit of the Wind. Yeah, there we go.
Thanks, Simone.
So thank you.
Redim in Russian, Novos Vod is co-rooted with Solid Dome 2 because of the obvious optical.
Okay. What is Novos? What is the word?
Novos
The Russian word. Yeah.
I think he's just trying to say that it's also the same.
It's also, is it? But
it's related to. Dome.
Okay. Yeah, but does it mean sky then?
I don't know enough Russian grammar or vocabulary to tell you just offhand what that is.
God damn it,
pronounce the letters, but I can't always tell you what the word means. So, okay. Hello, Jamal. I'm a Black ordained Methodist minister, and I got so much from you too. I'm very grateful.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Are you AME Methodist? Just curious. If you're still in the chat. I miss Black Church. It's really good community. Claude Simeon for 5. Homophone petition. Everyone start typing rain in your excitement instead of rain.
Rain.
And the rains. Castamere. The Lannisters reign. I hate this. Take the reins is that people do miss that one a lot. G is for
they do.
King type of rain. Rain, the way spelled here is water from the sky, and REIN is what you pull on with a
That's right.
horse.
Boy, that's a rough one, isn't it?
Oh, I know. Okay, inside batoch means inside, modern Hebrew.
Oh, okay, got it. That
Yeah.
makes sense. All right.
Jeremiah 499, thanks for calling out progressive revelation theology, Vishanti.
Way to go.
You got it. And hey, look, if you're a progressive revelation person, I can't talk you out of it. I wouldn't want to. I can't change people's minds. It's none of my business. Okay,
So-
Templar Warden, but he said heavens is outer space. How can it be that it's also supernatural? So this
Yeah,
also is believed by some Christians. I've seen it with like dispensationalists and some like Southern Baptists and things, where they'll say there's multiple levels of heaven, and then they call the verse from Paul where he's like, oh, it's caught up to the third heaven. They're like, the first heaven is just the sky. The second heaven is outer space where the planets and stars are. And then the third heaven, that's where God and the angels and the supernatural beings are.
right.
So,
Yep.
I don't agree, but okay. Whatever. I think
It's
that's
hard.
also
It's
where
hard to make.
this guy's
It's
going.
hard to make those cases from the text, as is often the situation, or certainly all the texts. Maybe there's some texts out there that you can do it easier. So, but today we spent a lot of time talking about what's going on in the text
Didn't even
from
pull up my
a
books.
linguistic. Oh dear.
Tell you what,
Uh,
here's the newer one. This is Holiday. Hang on.
oh right, yes. The dictionaries. We didn't even look at those.
This one
That's
is
a very good one, by the
from-
way.
It is. I
the
really gotta
reason-
look through this. And this one
the
is from
reason-
1971. And it defines hug as,
Oh, okay.
let's see. So it says it's a call from Hag, and it means to describe a circle. And then the entry right below that, hug, means circle, meaning the earth conceived of as a disk, and it cites Isaiah 40, verse 22,
Hmm.
the horizon of the sea from Proverbs 8, verse 27, and vault of the heavens from Job 22, verse 14. So that's from the
Nice.
70s.
Very good.
This one from 1890, the
19th
Complete
century.
Hebrew and Chaldee
Yeah.
Lexicon says hug means to make a circle from hagag or ug with an ayin in the front, to mark out with a compass, and then says only in Job 26 verse 10. Hence, the word hug means circle, vault, or arch. And then Job 22 verse 14, the arch of the heavens, the compass of the earth, in Isaiah 40 verse 22. So
There we go.
that's what the people who are learned are saying
Can you
about
grab that? Can you grab that holiday dictionary again, just to show
Yeah.
people? So this book here, the concise
upside down,
Hebrew and
Bobby.
Aramaic lexicon of
Come
the
on.
Old Testament. There we go. The concise Hebrew Aramaic lexicon of the Old Testament by William Holiday is available at Amazon, and it's not prohibitively expensive. And this is the one that I recommend to everyone who is learning Hebrew, because it's not huge, right? It's very comprehensive. It's got most of the information that you get from like the big comprehensive Aramaic Hebrew Aramaic lexicon in Hollowed. It's just trimmed down quite a bit.
This is by Brill
as
as well, Simone. This
Yeah.
is the most affordable Brill book I have, because this was gifted to me. So
I think they're
Yeah.
like $60
to me, I'm
through
like,
Amazon.
"Ugh, still a lot." I mean, for
Somebody-
Brill, that's not terrible, but
It's not for a
Yeah, I'll
book,
take a free
guys.
book over
It's not terrible, right?
anything.
It's and if you're in the market for that kind of thing, I think that's the one to get. Because it's relatively current as well. Like BDB, which was the industry standard for a long time, is very old. But it is, I believe it's public domain now, so you
Yeah.
can get it very cheap,
Yeah, you can
right?
just get it
Or
online.
just find it online, which is
Hollow
fine,
is
and that's a
my
great place
favorite,
to start.
but it's 2
Which is your
volumes and it's
favorite?
prohibitively expensive to buy
Oh,
that way.
Hollowed is Hollowed
Yeah.
is the that's the one if you're doing serious academic work, then you need to have
Yeah.
the Hebrew Aramaic lexicon of the Old Testament, otherwise known as Hollowed.
Yeah. But if you're not going
Edited
that
by
hard, just
Kaler and Bob Garden.
but yeah, if you're not going
so
that hard, this one's fine.
it's a place to start, right?
Yeah.
So
You're gonna be just fine.
yes, Simone also notes the
Concise
concise
Dictionary
dictionary
of
of
Classical
classical
Hebrew, yeah.
Hebrew. It's kind of expensive. So
Yep.
well, we spent a lot of time talking about Hebrew today. I have some of my Hebrew students in the chat at the end of this month. So I believe I will just share my screen here. I'm going to be doing something new. Not that. God damn it, Vish. I keep pressing the wrong buttons.
That's not my fault.
Okay. So I on May 27th,
yeah.
and I believe this is actually this is extended an additional week here too. So it's like to the what's 19 plus 7? That's like the 26th of August, I believe. So I am embarking on a new Hebrew adventure, and I'm inviting you to come along. If you have an interest in learning the language, if it's something that you've ever wanted to do before, here's your opportunity. At the end of the month, I'm going to be starting a new course. It's going to be 12 lectures called Learning Hebrew Through the Book of Jonah. So and it's being offered through the religion department, which is the company that's owned by
Andrew Mark Henry.
Andrew Mark Henry from Religion for Breakfast. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So here, learn how to read biblical Hebrew in 12 lessons by reading the book of Jonah. Have you ever wanted to read the Hebrew Bible in its original language but didn't know where to start? In this course, you'll learn biblical Hebrew by working directly through the book of Jonah, chapter 1, one of the most engaging and accessible narratives in the Hebrew Bible. So over 12 lessons, you'll learn the Hebrew alphabet and pronunciation, understand the basics of Hebrew grammar and sentence structure, build a working vocabulary of over 200 words, and read and translate Jonah chapter 1 in the original Hebrew, gaining the skills to begin reading other texts from the Hebrew Bible. So there's still an early bird special on now. I think it's 20% off.
Do you
sort of
allow people to pay in installments? Because I know that's quite helpful for folks who might be on a lower income or fixed income.
That's true.
And if you don't have that feature,
format, if I can, what is the time?
highly recommend.
Yep. So here you can join.
It's $175. That's dirt cheap. Oh my god.
If you've got member tuition at the religion department, you can join for $175. Otherwise, right now it's $350. So
compared to a college course, that is dirt cheap.
Yeah, they're about as cheap as we can. They're about as cheap as we can afford to offer them, right? So, because I as much as I would like to, I can't do it for free. Put the link in the chat, please. I would have to. Are you on? Are you on?
Well, the book of the book of Jonah need more pictures of Spider-Man? J. Jonah Jameson. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, that's very good. So.
Yeah, and these are introductory courses to Hebrew. You don't need to feel like you're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to learn the very basics. And I highly, highly, highly recommend at least learning some basics because you're equipping yourself to understand the text without other people imposing a meaning upon you. That's a very important skill to have. Just read it for yourself. If you're like, so and so told me it meant this, but I'm reading it now and that's not what it says. Important skill to have.
The other wonderful thing about it is that when you learn the language, you start to see as well just a lot of we talk a lot about wordplay and figures of speech and elements embedded within the Hebrew text that don't necessarily come through an English translation that provides so much more richness and texture to what's happening in the text too. So I have posted links for the course in both the vertical and the landscape chat, and I've pinned them. So, and
Yay!
I believe they are also on the video descriptions. I'll make sure they're there if you need them, if you're interested. And I hope I see you there in a month. So, yes, Hebrew, it's great.
Yeah. Learning
And I think-
languages.
Yeah.
Developing more wrinkles in your brain.
Oh, we like the wrinkles there. That's where we like them. It's the
Do
place
your
to
brain
have
some
them.
good.
Yeah. So okay, I think that's it. We're gonna
One
wrap it
quick
up
question:
here.
is there bad science or budget scripture Saturday tomorrow, or is it an off week?
It's an off week. We did
Okay.
budget scripture Saturday last weekend.
Okay.
So this
So there's
weekend,
no
well,
BSS
actually not tomorrow. No BSS tomorrow, but I am on Sunday. I'm going to go and pick up my doggy because Dagon has been away for I think 3 weeks. So I'm excited to go and pick him up and bring him home. So that's what I'm doing. Although tomorrow we are going to be on the Dapper Dinosaurs channel for another episode of Dapper Reacts. Sounds like he's ready to go. You still here, Dapper? You can let us know if you're going to be
have not
able.
seen him. We are intending to do the stream tomorrow as planned. In spite of
He's had some computer
equipment.
issues.
Yeah,
for a
in
couple
spite
of
of
weeks
the
now.
equipment setbacks. So we
Yeah.
should be able to get that done.
Yeah, and then I will say on Monday, I will be appearing on the Kentucky Atheist with Joe, the Kentucky Atheist, and I think that's at 1:00 Eastern.
Don't
10
forget to
a.m.
ask them what part of Kentucky. Inquiring minds want to know.
You're gonna have to remind me when it's closer because I'll never
Me, a
remember.
person with ADHD, is gonna have to remind you of something.
Damn it!
Think about what you just asked me.
I know. That's terrible. So okay.
If you could see the cork board that I have just behind my monitors, you would be like, yeah. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Trying to make the best of it.
Yeah.
So
okay. Well, I'll what part of Kentucky is he from? That seems easy enough to remember.
Yeah, that's all you have
right?
to ask. You don't have to
I
name
can do
cities,
that.
just let him tell you.
Yeah, I can do that. All right. We'll see how that goes. By the way, for those who don't know, Joe, the Kentucky Atheist, has I believe last year was his first time, and he's doing it again this year. He's sort of taken over the organization of the Ark Encounter, the annual Ark Encounter protest that takes place in Williamtown, Kentucky, I think is where the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter are located. And for the last decade or so, there has been an organized protest there once a year. And Joe, the Kentucky Atheist, is undertaken that venture for last year, and he's doing it again this year. So
I regret not going up there before I moved to Southern California.
It
was on my to-do list, to the Ark Encounter and all that.
Yeah. Was the Ark Encounter
as hell
already
not
finished
taking a
before you
special trip
left?
to Kentucky now to do it.
Oh. Was the Ark Encounter actually finished before you left?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh really?
It was finished. Absolutely. So
wow.
I just didn't make it up there the
I
last
guess it's
time
been
I was in
around for a long
Kentucky.
time.
This will tell you the kind of person I am. I was craving a very specific Dairy Barnes pumpkin ice cream, and I called them on a fall day and I said, hey, do you guys still have any of your pumpkin ice cream? And they were like, yeah, we still have some pints left. And I was like, can you hold one for me? Because I'm going to drive up and get it. And they're like, oh, okay, sure. Where do you live? And I was like, oh, Birmingham. And they're like, Alabama? You're driving up here from Alabama? And I was like, yeah. For Cheney's, I absolutely am. So a friend of mine and I, just on the spur of the moment, because I had a craving, we drove, it was probably 4 hours, because it's Nashville's 3.5. So yeah, it was about 4 hours. And we had afternoon late lunch with chicken tenders at the Cheney's Dairy Barn, and they grow their pumpkins
You
out
love
back.
that.
Yeah, and they make it fresh right there. So
Nice.
delicious. And I did
Excellent.
bring some home. We didn't have dry ice or anything, but it did survive. So if you ever just
Nice.
happen to be near Bowling Green, Kentucky, you want to drive out to Cheney's Dairy Barn, if they're still there.
Wow.
It's the best pumpkin ice cream I've ever had in my life.
I don't know if I've ever had pumpkin ice cream. Now that you
delicious.
mention it.
Mm.
So it does sound good. I think we have a local
Good.
place that
Yeah.
that makes it. But all right. It's time to get out of here. So
Alrighty.
as always,
Be excellent to each other.
be good, stay safe, and until next time, ha tikva.